Today we're going to be going over 10 of the newest leaked cards that are going to be coming to Marvel Snap very, very soon. I cannot wait to show these to y'all. Now, what I need you to do is whenever I go over these cards, comment down below which ones you're really excited about and also what type of deck you would build with it. That's one of my favorite things about Marvel Snap. All of our minds are different, and the way that we approach deck building is different. Many of these are going to fit inside of discard, destroy, on reveal. So many different things are going to be possible with these new cards that are coming out. Let's get into it. Now, the first card that we have is Beta Ray Bill. That card reads, on reveal, shuffle Stormbreaker into your hand. A Stormbreaker is a 0/1 that doubles Beta Ray Bill's power. So obviously this is very much like Thor, and from what I've heard, based off of the lore, Beta Ray Bill and Thor are in some comics together. So the thing that's interesting about Beta Ray Bill is obviously you play it on turn 4, which doesn't give you that much time to naturally draw it from your deck. You're gonna pretty much have to use Jane Foster Thor in order to have any access to the Stormbreaker. But man, a 4/10 there could be incredible. So I could definitely see this fitting inside of Lockjaw decks currently with Thor and Jane Foster. And I think that it could, I don't know, create some pretty big power plays final turn. Next, we've got Kera, which is a 3/4 that reads ongoing. Your 1 and 6 cost cards can't be destroyed. So this is pretty interesting. I could definitely see this fitting within destroy decks, strangely enough. Let's say after you've destroyed Deadpool enough, you would be able to play it. Say on turn 5, you play Kera and Deadpool, something like that. Then you could always play your Null, and you wouldn't have to worry about Eliath or anything like that. And also, this could fit really, really well inside of zoo decks and things like that, where people are playing lots of 1-drops that they don't want to get destroyed. You can play Kera, and that could protect all of your units from getting Killmongered or anything like that. And then we've got Firestar. On reveal, each card you played last turn gains this card's power. So as a 6-drop, that would mean that if you played Iron Man, you could have that Iron Man gain 3 power. Depending on what it is, like you could even play, I'm trying to think if you could play Shuri or anything like that. Maybe you could play some lower cost cards, and then you play Forge on turn 5, and then you play Firestar on turn 6, allowing you to have a larger Firestar that then is going to give greater health to those other cards. I can see this working really, really well with Elsa as well. Playing Firestar on a location with Elsa could be really, really good. I think there's a lot of potential here for this one. And then we've got Grand Master, a 2/0. So right off the bat, I can already see this fitting inside of a Mr. Negative deck. On reveal, move one of your other on reveal cards here, so at this location, to the middle location. Its ability happens again. That's crazy. So let's say that you played Ironheart on the right side. You could play Grandmaster on the right side. Ironheart would move to the middle, and then it would reveal again, which actually seems pretty crazy. So Grandmaster actually seems super, super legit, especially in move decks. Honestly, I could see it doing some crazy stuff. So Grandmaster is definitely on my radar. Next, we've got Havoc, a 2/1 that says after each turn, you lose 1 max energy, and this gains +3 power. So that seems kind of crazy, honestly, because depending on when you play that, you could play that on, say, turn 4, at the end of turn 4, and then turn 5, you would just have 4 energy, and then final turn, you would have 5 energy. I think is how it would work, or maybe you would have 4 energy again at that point. Havoc seems pretty interesting as a 2/1, giving you, if you play it with 2 turns, giving you 6 extra power as a 2/7. That's kind of nuts. We also have Hercules, which is a 4/6 that reads, the first time another card moves here each turn, move it to another location. Holy cow, that's crazy. So you play this on turn 4, and then turn 5, you could play Iron Fist Dagger or Iron Fist Vulture, something along those lines, to that Hercules location. And then final turn, you could play Heimdall, you could play Doctor Strange, lots of different things. So Hercules, man, shoot. Hercules seems sick. Then next we've got...
This is my very good friend over here, Meek. He's an insect and has nice for hands.
After each turn, if you discarded any cards, gain +1 power for each one and move. So that's pretty cool. After each turn, if you discarded any cards, gain +1 power for each and move. So if you have MODOK, that's going to be nuts. Hellcow could work really well with this. Seems pretty crazy, actually. And as a 1/1, that gives you a lot more flexibility with discard decks, because right now with discard, typically you might play Nebula or Blade, but being able to play this card as well seems pretty cool. Next, we've got Sebastian Shaw, a 3/3 that reads, when this card permanently gains power, gain +2 more power. So if you play Hulkbuster on it, if you play Forge, if you play anything like that, it could be pretty crazy, honestly, to get that up, because obviously Silver Surfer could help with that. Lots of different things there. Sebastian Shaw seems pretty legit, honestly. I think you could make that thing gain some really, really good power. Because if you think about it, if you play Hulkbuster on Sebastian Shaw, it's going to make it be 8, and then it gets 9, 10. So you could easily play Taskmaster or something after that to add more power. Seems pretty legit. Now we have Seline. On reveal, afflict the lowest power card in each player's hand with -3 power. So that's pretty legit, because say somebody has an Iron Man with 0 or whatever. That's going to be really, really good for you. You could play this in a destroy deck or something along those lines. You could, let's say that maybe you have Green Goblin, and that's the lowest one in your hand. Then your Green Goblin could now be a 3 -6, which would be freaking nuts. Seems pretty cool, and as a 1 -1, it's fairly flexible. I think it has some potential. Next, we've got Scar, a 6/11 that reads, costs 2 less for each of your cards that has 10 or more power. Wow, okay. I wonder what that means, if it's cards in your deck or if it's cards in your hand. Whatever it may be, Scar seems like it might have some potential to get really, really strong, because you could have lots of, like, I mean, shoot, there's so many 10 power cards that you could have in your hand or in your deck to where Scar could actually end up being pretty cheap. So that one seems pretty legit. So as I'm editing this, I'm actually realizing that this could work really, really well with the Black Knight and, say, Dracula and cards like that. So you could have a Hella deck, or you could just have a regular discard deck that has a couple of 10 or higher cards in them, and then you play Black Knight, which will then add another one to your hand. And it seems like there's actually a lot of potential with this, especially again with Dracula. So I think discard is going to be getting a little bit of love here soon with Meek and with this. So should be pretty cool. And that looks like it's going to be it. There are a bunch of other cards that do not have any text yet that are going to be added to the game, which is really, really cool. Why don't you guys comment down below your favorite card and let me know which one you think is going to be really, really dominant, and also the type of decks that you guys might put them in. Thanks for hanging out. See you in the next one. Peace out.